You ever tried to just be true to every single movement that you do? Like, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Like, if I, like, let's take a weird angle, okay? So, like, if I'm gonna do this, right? Like, if I'm gonna stay true, like, without utilizing secondary movement or tertiary movement, like, I'm gonna stay, like, not floating, right? I'm gonna stay here, and if I'm gonna stay true to this hinge, like, okay, you have to think, like, if I'm gonna stay true, I have to hinge, but guess what? When I hinge, my thumbs don't line up. So maybe we have to throw away that move for now, right? But then, like, if you're gonna hinge there, right? If you're gonna hinge there, like, you have to stay true to the movement. Join the Gloving Academy Discord. Here you can share light shows and lab with other glovers from all around the world. We have an awesome community dedicated to helping each other improve. This is the only place in gloving where you can get rewarded with free gloving gear just by being active and participating in public events happening every month. I have already given out a handful of recharge packs, and all you have to do is be active within the Discord. We've got workshops, concept labs, competitions, and a growing library of free resources available no matter what skill level you are. And if you would like for me to do a frame-by-frame video of your light show, you can submit your video on the Discord. We're only going to get bigger and better from here, so follow the link in the description to join. We've got Fetty, and we've got, here we go, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Hello, recorded this vid at home for practice, for fun. I am looking for tips on how I can elevate my light shows and style to the next level. Looking for any ideas or feedback that can get me thinking on how to further progress my show. I love that. That makes my job so much easier. This is Fetty. Love it, love it. Smooth, bro. Smooth. A little bit early on the tech. A little bit early. Dang. Oh, he's flowing right now. You can see it. Where's Fetty from? Anybody know? Looks Californian. Look at that, bro. That sounds like old school, like, flow, bro. Oh, I like that little, like, circle move looking thing with the bounce. Must be, I didn't even notice the LA hat. Yeah, dude, honestly, I'm getting like hella 2012 vibes. 2011, 2012. Some Ayo influences? That's interesting, bro. I definitely see like that, yeah, like I said, 2011, 2012 vibe. Honestly, like, yeah, the goal is very like open-ended. And so I guess for Fetty, like right off the bat, I want to see like more, I guess, intentful grid placements, right? Because it's kind of like, okay, I see that his style is like super OG, super Cali flow, And I definitely, like, that's like the biggest thing about it, right? And I don't want to take that away. But then I think like a great addition to that would be like just cooler grid pathings, right? Because it's so very in and out. But then like if you were to like utilize your space and move around like that and play around with these, I noticed he did like this pass through, but like what if you did the pass through and reverse the pass through, right? But I mean, there was a whole bunch of things, man. I feel like it is definitely, how do I say this in the nicest way possible? It's not updated. It feels like Fetty downloaded like a 2011, 2012 AO video, and like that's his like style, right? So it's like, how do you add on to that? Is you make it current. You add more like finger rolls. Like I know AO, like they'll do like crazy thread, like weird, like clean threads and stuff. So like implementing that kind of stuff, I think would make it feel more current, right? Let's watch this one more time. Look at the very beginning, okay? Right, this is cool, but like we're going to tech too fast, bro. We're going to tech too fast. We're only at 22 seconds. You basically just like came on us at the very 22 seconds. This is the height of your tech right here. And then like if you're gonna do the height of your tech at the very beginning, then it's like, okay, like you better like impress us even more like during the drop, or at least show some sort of climax. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying though? I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. But yeah, definitely his flow is a strong suit, bro. What I love about Fetty's style is like when he's in it, bro. Like look at that. Like there's a total difference with his flow and his tech. Right here. Okay, so this is my idea. Listen to this song, okay? Like if you guys had like headphones on, that sound is like this, bro. Like that. Right? There's depth in that sound. Like, right? So it's like, why not utilize that, like, when you're given the show, bro? Like, you see that? Like, texturize, guys. Texturize, guys. That's it. Right? We're like in this constant flow state of connections, which is super dope. Super dope. Don't get me wrong. But like when you're in this constant flow like this, sometimes you're like missing out on like sometimes like what that song like feels like, in my opinion. Like there's so many elements where like when he's doing these connections, it's not really capturing the sounds. It's just going. It's just going, right? Like there's like right. It's very just like within the pacing of the music. Like look at this. Look at this. Listen to this. Listen to this part of the sound. The song. There's like nothing there, and then it comes back up again. But we're like still kind of like within the flow of the entire show, right? So like musicality wise, like utilizing like more I guess pauses, more intentful pauses. A lot of it is finger rolls and whips, but like we've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been doing that since like the beginning. So it can get pretty repetitive. It gets too repetitive. Like, I love this segment, but like, it's placed wrong from the beginning. Like, this is great. Like, it kind of showcases what he's capable of doing. Like, okay, that, like, great whips, great whips. Okay, okay. Let's really break this down. Okay, so. Wave tutting here? Right, so we've got pretty much finger rolls, whips, flow, wave tutting, right? Why can't I go? Okay, here we go. But there's like, it's like you're not taking care of your moves. You're kind of just like doing the moves. Like, look, from here. We have to go like way back. Holy crap. And this is one of the reasons why like sometimes your flow could be a crutch, is because you're not completely finishing your moves. There's not a second to really appreciate what's going on. And so we go into like this bird, right? But like look at the bird, look at the placement of his pinky here. I talk about like this pinky or that pinky, right? It's you're going around, but usually in this bird move, right? You'll have a lock here, so there's this pinpoint accuracy, right? But when you notice, it's like not placed in that lock. So it's like, it's odd. It's odd when it's not locked in. But when you go from here, right, you flip, but like, it's not completely flipped. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. I don't know. I feel like if there was more oomph and more like, you know, like more completion of the rotation, because it kind of looks like not a full 180 rotation there. And then here we go. It's like we're going like here, and then you're in this form, right? But look, your hands are still in this form, so this entire form looks not clean, right? And then look at this. We're forcing to go into a tech form, so you're like forcing it into your tech forms here, but like what's happening? There's no discipline in these forms. You're kind of just doing the form and moving around like you don't know what to do with them. So like there's too many lines. This finger's crooked. This finger's crooked. This finger's crooked. It's all crooked. And so like, because you're flowy, this hand is floating. And so like, now we're out of it. Like we just did the form and then we're out of it. Notice how like that entire time there wasn't a solid angle. And because we're flowy, we're like doing all these random things now because we're flowing. Yeah, more discipline in the angles, more discipline in anything, in everything. So like, yeah, that's why sometimes your flow can be used as a crutch, is because you'll end up doing like random forms and then you'll be within that tertiary movement and then there's no solid form. So we got to work on our grid. And this is why I said in the beginning, we need to work on our like grid pathings, because we're just kind of all around and there's no possibility of like, you know, grid maneuver or no static form in order for the audience to digest anything. So I got to be hard on this one. I have to be hard on this one. This is how Fetty's gonna level up, yo. Like, look at that. You guys caught that? Look at this landing point from this pitch. It's like here. It's like from here to there. Like from here to there, and then a micro adjustment to close. It's like all blended. It's all blended together. But look at, I like this though. I like this. He gets the point of contact here. This is not a bad form. And then we rotate, but like, you know what I mean? Like, look at this. It's like not pinpoint anymore, right? It's happening too fast, but it's no longer symmetrical. This is all within like a second, bro. You see, look, we go from the pinpoint accuracy, this is fine, and then it's off, right? So what I'm looking for, if I were to judge this, right, is we land here, right? Wait, what does he do? Okay, he just rotates it. So he comes here, then he rotates, right? But he's coming here and there's this like slip. There's this slip and then he's going into that. So then he'll land there. It's like, are you gonna land here or are you gonna land here? You see what I'm saying? It's two totally different things. And a lot of those periodically throughout your show, it just bleeds into the entirety like of your execution. You know, with OG moves like these, it's like, you know, these moves like where you're just kind of like, you know, waving the lights around, to like advancify it, you know, like we could like go around nowadays and like twist and then kind of like twist and utilize secondary movement, right? And this is what I mean by intentful grid pathing, or like, you know, more static, more staccato movements, because we're all in legato movements right now. Aobu and Merc are two people that flow around a lot with forms too good at Fetty and makes a point. Dude, yeah, Boo, oh man, like, you know what? This show kind of reminds me of Boo, actually. It kind of reminds me of Boo. That's a great point, Infinite. Yeah, they have really good forms within their flow. Like, there's a good balance between, right? I just feel like, yeah, probably the biggest weakness is just sometimes just finding those, like, static forms. You see, this is what I mean, like, you know, this is starting to just become like an execution frame by frame, but it needs to be said. It needs to be said. Oh, I didn't even notice. Okay, so we're here. This is a cool form. I like that. But I feel like at this point, we're kind of like forcing it into like, you know what I mean? Like stacking from up top here, but you have a level up there. So like this is what I mean. So if you're gonna land there, and then you're gonna stack it, right? It's like best case scenario, you're gonna come here. You know what I mean? You're gonna come here. And then so when we land there, it's like you're micro adjusting to like land there. So you're cheating corners. You're cheating corners. You're cutting corners. You see what I mean? We're on top here, but we're like, now we're like at the same level. We're at the same level now, kinda. Or we're like, we're lower. So there's like, there's a grid problem. Gotta work on the grid. Gotta work on the logic. Like, if you're gonna do this and you're gonna flip, right? Logically, you would need to land at that same level, but we're doing like this, like you're cheating it, right? So it's like, you ever tried to just be true to every single movement that you do? Like, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Like, if I, like, let's take a weird angle, okay? So like, if I'm gonna do this, right? Like, if I'm gonna stay true, like without utilizing secondary movement or tertiary movement, like I'm gonna stay, like not floating, right? I'm gonna stay here, and if I'm gonna stay true to this hinge, like, okay, you have to think, like, if I'm gonna stay true, I have to hinge, but guess what? When I hinge, my thumbs don't line up. So maybe we have to throw away that move for now, right? But then, like, if you're gonna hinge there, right? If you're gonna hinge there, like, you have to stay true to the movement and not kind of like micro adjust anywhere, right? Like, just try endurance / logic training. Because like, if you're here, right, and then you like hinge, okay, now what do I do? What do I do if I'm gonna stay true to this connection? Okay, I have to hinge. Okay, can I travel while hinging? Travel, like forcing yourself to be, like, to travel with truth, not trying to maneuver our way into our connections, right? Stay true to the moo. Exactly, bro. Stay true to the moo. I love it. This is sick, bro. Look at this. I do the same exact move. Not in this way, but like in this movement, I guess you can say, where we go from here into like a wrist rotation, right? See, look at that. Oh man, look, see, mine looks so good that see, I told you I did this, but he does the same thing. But what ends up happening is like his hand kind of floats up a little bit. So there's a lot of micro adjustment here, and then like I like it because it gives the illusion of a pop out. So that's cool. It's like it's almost kind of, it could be better in terms of like cause and effect, where like, you know, if he's gonna do something like this, boom, you know what I mean? Boom. Like there needs to be a difference in speed, but it's all blended, which it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, wait, I gotta look at this wave tutting. tough angle, tough angle. Into the wave tut. This hand is floating right. We digit down the pointer, which is cool. But like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, if you pay attention to this pointer is like going diagonal. So like he needs to trace downwards in order for this to make sense. But it like lands here. You see what I'm saying? Like it lands in this diagonal. He's anticipating the next move. This is all autopilot. So we're in flow, we're in autopilot. We're not really like, think about it, Fetty. Like if you go from here, right, and you're gonna wave tut this finger down, it needs to come down to this palm, and then you can go not. I mean, like, I guess you could do that, but like in the execution that this was done, it doesn't it's not the cleanest. And you can't even tell. Like, when you're watching it in, like, normal speed, it's really hard to tell. But when you, like, break it down, you can tell. Love this. Love this. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I love that. I love this, like, this... I hate to use the word swagger. But, like, yeah, this is why it reminds me so much of, like, the OG did, bro. Like, pop, 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 boom. That, like that. That whole segment. Oh, man. It needs to be high, like I think the camera might be too high, or it needs to tilt down a little bit, because when we're doing like even that, like look at the top, the peak of his the whips here. There's all this space here, so it's just you know, just this is a separate thing, but just working the camera. Like look at this, like it's like this is the trail, bro. Like look at that. There's all this space up here, so I'm getting like this sense of it's not as symmetrical. Yeah, here, let's look at this. Look, we land into this angle. It's a rhombus. But like, we're not completing the movement. We go into another angle. We're moving two angles at the same time. This is a duck. Quack, quack. Oh, is that a snake? No, it's a dragon, bro. It's a horse. It's a Loch Ness sea monster. But like, when you do this, like, this tut, you're trying to do this. Right? So that point of contact, you need that point of contact. You've got the movement down and the flow down. It's just the small rules. The point of contact there could be better. It's hard to digest. I like that. Dude, that'd be so sick. You know, one thing that would really do Fetty good is if he just played with like some of like his movements, because if you just not move all over the place all the time and you just like played with just that, but like you like condition the audience, like I'm doing that same movement, but I'm changing my grid pathings, right? Or something like that. Boop, 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 right? Even that is cool, right? So it's like less is more in this situation, right? Like the pop, pop, and then play with the grid pathing. Boop, boop, boop. Change with what hand goes first, right? I think that would do Fetty a lot of good. But we're in and out. Yeah, we're in and out all the time. It's like, look at that. We did the poke move. The poke move, right? Super OG. Poke, 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 poke. But like, what if you like reverse it? Poke, 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 so you can play. So like doing the reverse on the other hand would do Fetty really good too. Yeah, make sure, yeah, Fetty, we gotta make sure that, like, all of our forms make sense on the grid, brother. All of our forms make sense. This feels like it's forcing it. There's too many sporadic lines. And there's this curvature that you have. And And so I'm not sure what lines to pay attention to. Too many. Longer tracing. Longer tracing. Fetty, remember longer tracing. You can trace the sides of your fingers, the top, the side, bottom, and the tip. Right? We're treating it as one line. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got for Fetty. Good stuff. Really refreshing style. Brings me back, bro. We gotta update. We gotta update the firmware.